Alright, Godzilla Apex. I love this fan film. I love it a lot. It's not my favorite out of all of the movies that you've made, but it is definitely up there. Versus the Space Monsters is still my favorite, but I love this. The dialogue, huge improvement from your other movies. Cinematography, fantastic. Music, it set the tone throughout the film. It was great. Set pieces were great. I mean, there's a lot that I love about this movie, and very few things that I don't. So let's get into them. As I had originally stated, the dialogue, huge improvement from your previous movies. I mean, like, the characters, they talk to each other, and it feels like two people actually talking to each other. It's very, it feels very legitimate. It's great. And I like how this movie changes up the formula, because all of your previous movies, they had kind of like the same cast of characters, following each event. But this time, you had a few returning characters, but a lot of new ones, like Kessler, for example, and like that whole organization that was capturing all the monsters. I really liked how you added in new characters, yet still kept like the same story. It felt like a proper continuation off of Versus the Space Monsters without having every single character from that movie, if that makes sense. The cinematography and your effects, unmatched at this point. I don't think I've seen any other fan film with this level of, like, I don't want to say care, because everybody puts care into their movies, but like this level of attention and like love put into their film. I'm yet to see anything better than this. I mean, like, just this shot, the opening shot behind me from the movie, if you guys haven't seen it, this is what the opening shot looks like, and it's fantastic. The colors are great. The movie's very vibrant. It looks fantastic. It's visually great. Like I said before, the music is fantastic. It really sets the tone, and I think, not going off of my notes, I think the composer is Jaws-man. I'm not sure, and I will correct myself after I edit this if I'm not. But I mean, the music's great. I mean, you had a few not original music pieces. I'm missing the word for that. You had a few music that you didn't create. But I mean, it was just fantastic. And if I remember correctly, you barely really use any Godzilla music in this movie. And I think that's different. And that takes skill, because when you're making a Godzilla movie and you're not relying on the Godzilla scores, I mean, that's something else. I really like this movie. Like I said, the set design, amazing. I mean, interior and exterior sets. You have, like, the inside of buildings. They look like the inside of buildings. They don't look like you're just inside of a cardboard box. But you also got, like, the outside. And it actually looks like the outside. And I love the mixture of, like, your uses of miniature. Well, I guess everything's a miniature. But, like, your use of scale. I think that's pretty fantastic. I like your use of scale in this movie. You make big things look big, and you make small things look small. The pacing of this movie was awesome, and I think you took a lot of notes based on how Mushino did, which was a little slow of a movie, and you learned from that and put it into this, which I think is like an hour longer of a movie, or at least like 30 minutes longer, and the pacing is a lot better. I was never bored watching this, and this is like 2.5 hours. I was never like distracted by something else. I was constantly watching, and I was interested the whole time, and that takes skill, like I've been saying. I know I've been saying that you're very skillful, but that takes skill. Not a lot of people can do that. Not a lot of people can write a long feature-length film like this and keep people interested the entire time. And I think that's a great job. Every single monster from your previous movies makes another appearance, and there's some new ones. Again, it's been like a month since I've seen this, so I can't remember all of them off the top of my head, but you have everybody here. And I think that's cool that you were able to make like I'm gonna say like an endgame style final battle with like every other monster showing up to fight this Ghidorah. And that actually segues into my next is the custom Ghidorah. I didn't expect it, but it was definitely a welcome surprise. I love that you took your Kaiser Ghidorah figure and you changed it up and you made it like your own Ghidorah design. But that actually leads me to a question about the production of this movie. Did you actually, like, mess up your figures for this movie? Because there's, like, a lot of Godzilla figures getting destroyed in this movie. And, like, did you take that rare Kaijuzilla621’s figure and, like, actually permanently modify it? I'm actually interested in seeing the behind the scenes for that. I think that would be pretty cool. For my dislikes about this movie, Eric and Bruce's relationship was a little confusing. And what I mean by that is they kidnap Eric and they, like, trick him into this plot to kill Kessler or just to, like, destroy the organization. And everything goes wrong and they hate each other after Eric escapes. Eric hates Bruce for that period of time. Then they kind of just, like, get over that beef and they just move on from it. And, like, by the end of the movie, they're, like, really good friends. I think that's interesting. I don't know if I missed something, because, like I said, it's been a while since I've seen it, but I just don't... I wrote these notes after I saw it, and I feel like there should have been more in there to kind of, like, flesh out that relationship and kind of make the transition from enemy to ally a little more natural. Mothra should have had a bigger role in the movie, and that I will stand by. Mothra in this movie was, like, imprisoned in the beginning, and then she's released, and then she, like, helps Godzilla in the final battle, and that's it, as far as I remember. But in versus the Space Monsters, her egg is referenced multiple times throughout, and I just thought if you were going to, you know, reference the egg and kind of, like, hype up Mothra as, like, this important kaiju, I feel like she should have had, like, as much screen time as Godzilla. And that's what I expected, too. But it doesn't necessarily ruin the movie. Like, I wasn't watching the entire movie wondering where Mothra is, so it's not that big of a complaint. I just wish you would have done more with her. So the gore in this movie. The effects are great, practical and special. But I feel like it was a little bit over the top. I feel like it was a little bit gratuitous. And especially in the context of the final battle, which is what I'm mainly referring to here. It was a little bit distracting. Like King Caesar being ripped apart to pieces, I don't think that was entirely necessary. I mean, of course, it's a creative decision, so I'm not gonna tell you that, like, you shouldn't have done it. I'm just saying, for me, in my opinion, it was a little bit too over the top, and it kind of distracted from the final battle. And I'm interested in seeing in hearing other reviews of this movie, because I'm yet to watch any, and see what they thought about that in specific. Alright, so my final rating for this is an 8 out of 10. I think you did a fantastic job with this movie. I think it's something really special to the Godzilla community overall. And I think that even though it saddens me to hear that this is your last Godzilla movie, I'm pretty sure, I don't think you could have chosen a better ending for your series. And your works have been an inspiration for me and everybody else in the Godzilla community, so I just want to say thank you for actually completing this and putting it out there, even though it took you so long and was probably incredibly draining for you. Thank you, because it is fantastic, and I feel like it will be always on everybody's top list, even from years to come. So thank you for that. So it's been a while since I've sat in front of a camera, so I apologize if my speaking is a little bit awkward. It's been a while, but I'm back, at least as far as I know. I know I'm not the best about uploading videos. It's been about 3 years, but I'm back as far as I know, and I'm trying to pump out content for you guys. I have another review coming later on today, and yeah, I'm back. You can check out my Instagram and my Twitter. I'm going to put that on the screen there, and that's all I got for you today, at least regarding Godzilla Apex, and I will see you later today with Resident Evil, Welcome to Raccoon City. That was an interesting one. See you guys in the next one.